Mr. Carey.
Mr. Ambassador, a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for your testimony. I also want to compliment you. I think anybody that has had a successful career on the private sector who's willing to come back into the public sector says a lot about the character of the person. So I appreciate your service to the country, sir. I was pleased to see the administration's decision to exclude oil and natural gas from these new reciprocal tariffs on countries with unfair trade practices. As we all know, one of the administration's top priorities is increasing U.S. oil and gas production, which is a shared goal of mine. As many of you know, Ohio is one of the largest coal-producing states east of the Mississippi River. But in order to accomplish this, the energy industry will need access to key materials and inputs to bring these projects online and help keep the U.S. as the top supplier of energy resources. Many of these products, including specialized steel, are not currently produced in the United States. It's just a matter of fact. These products are designed to handle unique operating environments like higher pressures and temperatures needed for energy production. Many of these specialized products, there really is no domestic option. It's just, there isn't. So can you share how USTR is considering treatment for these types of key end-of-use materials like specialty steel in regard to the tariffs, especially considering that many of these products cannot be sourced in the U.S. and are essential to help deliver the administration's energy agenda?
So, Congressman, the specialty steel you're talking about is not covered by the reciprocal tariff. The Commerce Department, using Section 232 action, they oversee any tariffs on steel and aluminum, and so I'm not trying to pass the buck, but they're much better placed to talk about how that's being implemented.
I just want to identify this as something that is very concerning to a lot of people. So we'll follow up with your team, and we'll follow up with the right people. The other thing I do want to bless you. Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
I yield back the balance of my time. No. Ambassador, I also want to echo Congressman Feenstra's comments about the Chinese-flagged vessels that are going into certain ports. That's a very big issue for a lot of commodities. I don't care whether it's corn or coal or soybeans, whatever it is. So I appreciated your remarks on that, but it's something that we will definitely follow up with you on. One of the things, President Trump unleashed the American LNG industry by ending the former administration's era permitting pause. And as you know, the U.S. LNG industry is already being targeted by nations that are subject to the president's new tariffs. So my question to you is, do you have any plans to prioritize America's newly restored LNG export capacity in conversations with foreign nations?
That's something that comes up regularly. Obviously, we've been talking about the trade deficit, and many countries have been quick to say, one area where the U.S. is very competitive is oil and LNG, and it's something that they want to buy. And so it's been very common in these conversations for them to suggest that that is one way to help achieve, more trade balance, et cetera.
I appreciate your answer. And lastly, I'd like to briefly touch on the USMCA sunset review, if you don't mind. USMCA qualifying trade was excluded from the tariffs announced on April 2nd. This will help many of the U.S. manufacturers. The reason I wasn't in the room most of the days, they were in my office, that have made investments under the rules President Trump negotiated 5 years ago. USMCA is facing a sunset review process that needs to be completed by the end of July of 2026. Will the tariff exclusion continue to the lead-up of that review to give the manufacturers more certainty in the upcoming months?
Well, that's the current status. All right, I don't want to get ahead of the president on how he wants to treat that, but that's certainly the current status, and I would expect that if Canada and Mexico continue on this path, that would continue to be the status.
And again, I want to compliment you for your service to the country and being willing to go back into the public sector. A lot of people don't realize you're giving up on a lot. You're spending a lot more time, probably a lot more hours, a lot more time away from your family, and so I just want you to know, as a member of this committee, I certainly appreciate your service. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.